Welcome to our FSA Deadline Survival Guide. Today we'll turn panic into a clear, compliant plan to use your flexible spending account dollars before they expire under the use it or lose it rule. We'll cover fast wins, vision care priorities, over-the-counter essentials, and how the letter of medical necessity can apply for certain higher-cost items. We will also share compliance cautions and disclaimers so you can act confidently and within the rules. Let's begin, and then move into the agenda to see what's coming up next. Here's today's roadmap. First, we'll quickly review what an FSA is and how use it or lose it works. Next, we'll build a 48-hour action plan. Then, we'll prioritize vision care, followed by over-the-counter stock-up strategies. After that, we'll explain the letter of medical necessity pathway for certain higher-cost items. We'll close with compliance considerations, a couple of quick quizzes, and a final checklist. Now let's define the FSA basics before we dive into tactics. Your flexible spending account lets you pay for eligible health expenses with pre-tax dollars, which stretches your money. However, FSAs have a firm use it or lose it rule. Depending on your employer's plan, there might be a carryover allowance or a grace period, and typically a run-out period to submit receipts for prior year spending. Eligible users are the account holder, spouse, and qualified dependents. Eligible items range from over-the-counter medications to vision and dental services, as well as certain medical devices. Documentation such as receipts, prescriptions, or a letter of medical necessity may be required for reimbursement. With that foundation in place, let's transition to the rule that matters most right now. Use it or lose it. Use it or lose it means unspent FSA funds can be forfeited after the plan's deadline. Many plans offer either a limited carryover or a grace period, but usually not both. A run-out period allows you to submit claims for expenses incurred before the plan year ended. It does not allow new spending. Therefore, you should verify which option your plan offers and act accordingly. Your best approach is to prioritize high-value categories like vision care, prescription items, and necessary services. With that in mind, let's compare carryover and grace period so you can quickly identify your scenario. Carryover allows you to keep a capped amount into the next plan year. It does not extend your ability to incur new expenses beyond the plan year, except for the amount carried. Grace period adds extra time after year-end to incur new eligible expenses, usually for a few months. Most plans choose either carryover or grace, not both. You should confirm which applies to your plan, and plan your purchases or appointments accordingly. Now that you know which timing rule governs your plan, let's look at fast, practical spending strategies. Here are common eligible categories to consider when spending down your FSA responsibly. Pain and fever reducers, cold and allergy medications, digestive health items, first aid supplies, sunscreen, feminine hygiene products, and vision-related items, such as eye exams or contact lens solution, are typically eligible. Always retain itemized receipts and verify eligibility through your plan or an FSA-eligible products list. Next, let's structure a 48-hour action plan to move quickly and effectively. To act quickly, first verify whether your plan has carryover, a grace period, and the run-out deadline. Second, list essential items that you will actually use, such as OTC medications, first aid, sunscreen, and feminine products. Third, schedule or book vision care if it makes sense. An exam or prescription sunglasses can provide strong value. Fourth, use online FSA marketplaces or retailer FSA sections to ensure items are eligible. Fifth, capture and upload receipts immediately. Sixth, if you're considering larger purchases, consult a licensed clinician to determine whether a letter of medical necessity is appropriate. Finally, submit claims as you go to avoid missing the run-out window. Now that the plan is set, let's zoom in on vision, a high-value category. Vision care often provides immediate and lasting value. An eye exam can update your prescription and detect issues early. Prescription sunglasses serve as both a protective and corrective purchase. Contact lenses and contact solution are recurring necessities and can be ordered online. If your deadline is close, book appointments immediately or order what you know you will use. With vision prioritized, let's shift to broad, over-the-counter stock-up strategies you can complete today. Over-the-counter stock-ups are a straightforward way to use remaining funds responsibly. Shop through FSA marketplaces or retailers that label eligible items to reduce errors. Choose products you realistically expect to consume within 6 to 12 months. Balance your cart with pain relief, cold and allergy support, first aid supplies, and sunscreen. Keep clean, itemized receipts, and store them digitally so claims are painless. With the essentials covered, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz before we talk about larger purchases. Quiz time. Which individuals can legally benefit from your FSA funds? Option A, only the account holder. Option B, the account holder, spouse, and qualified dependents. Option C, anyone, as long as the item is eligible. Option D, close friends if the purchase is over the counter. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is the account holder, spouse, and qualified dependents. While enforcement on everyday purchases may seem low in practice, the rules are clear and do not allow spending for friends or non-dependents. Claims can be denied, and misuse can trigger tax consequences. Now that we've confirmed the basics, let's move into the larger purchase strategy using a letter of medical necessity. A letter of medical necessity is a document from a licensed medical professional stating that a specific item or service is necessary to diagnose, treat, or manage a medical condition. In certain cases, plans may approve expenses such as a targeted exercise program, advanced health tracking devices, or therapeutic equipment, but only when they are directly tied to a documented medical need and meet plan and IRS criteria. General wellness or convenience purchases typically do not qualify. The process is to consult your clinicians, obtain a properly detailed letter, verify your plan's requirements, make the purchase, and then submit the LOMN and itemized receipt for reimbursement. Now, let's translate this into a practical checklist so you can evaluate whether this approach is appropriate for you. For a strong letter of medical necessity claim, ensure a specific diagnosis, a clear treatment rationale linking the item or service to that condition, and details regarding duration and frequency of use. The item should be primarily for medical care, not general wellness. Review your plan rules, and, if available, consider pre-approval or a policy pre-check. Maintain organized documentation including the LOMN, receipts, and any prescriptions. To reinforce what qualifies, let's do one more quick quiz. Here's your second quiz. Which purchase most likely requires a letter of medical necessity to be FSA eligible? Option A, broad-spectrum sunscreens. Option B, prescription sunglasses. Option C, a treadmill prescribed for post-surgery rehabilitation. Option D, bandages and antiseptic. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is a treadmill prescribed for post-surgery rehabilitation. Durable exercise equipment generally requires a documented medical need. Sunscreen, prescription sunglasses, bandages, and antiseptic are typically eligible without a LOMN, though you should still keep receipts and verify eligibility with your plan. With that clarified, let's visualize the time pressure with a deadline timeline to keep you on track. This timeline highlights a staged approach. 1 month out, verify whether you have carryover, a grace period, and the run-out period rules. 2 weeks out, prioritize vision appointments and begin your OTC stock up. 1 week out, decide whether a LOMN consultation is appropriate for any larger items. 3 days out, place final online orders and save all receipts. 1 day before the deadline, submit any remaining claims. On the final day, double-check that your submissions are complete and properly documented. Now let's talk about compliance and real-world risks so you proceed responsibly. Compliance preserves your tax savings and protects you from headaches. Even if everyday enforcement can seem light in practice, plan rules and IRS regulations govern eligibility. Misuse can lead to denied claims, taxation of ineligible reimbursements, plan penalties, or requests to repay funds. Next, we will present important disclaimers and best practices so you can act confidently. Please note that this content is educational and not financial, legal, or medical advice. Always review your summary plan description and your plan administrator's rules. Spend FSA funds only on eligible expenses for yourself, your spouse, and qualified dependents. Letter of medical necessity items must be primarily for medical care and tied to a documented condition. Keep itemized receipts, prescriptions, and LOMN letters, and submit claims within the run-out period. If you are unsure, request written guidance from your HR representative or plan administrator. To make this actionable, Let's give you a compact markdown-style checklist you can screenshot or copy. Here is a quick checklist formatted in a markdown style so you can easily copy it into your notes. Confirm your timing rules. Prioritize vision. Stock up on eligible essentials. Document everything. Consider a letter of medical necessity only with clinician support and a clear medical need. Submit claims promptly. And complete a final audit before the deadline. With your checklist ready, let's wrap up with a concise summary and next steps. In summary, identify your plan's timing rule and act accordingly. Prioritize high-value spending like vision services and prescription eyewear. Use FSA marketplaces to streamline eligibility. Consider a letter of medical necessity for larger items only when there is a genuine medical need and clear documentation. Throughout, stay compliant by keeping thorough records and submitting claims on time. Finally, let's close with a thank you and a quick call to action. Thanks for watching. If this guide helped you get from deadline panic to a clear plan, please like the video, share it with someone racing the same clock, and subscribe for more practical health and money content. Drop your questions and your best FSA wins in the comments so others can learn from your experience. See you next time.